And welcome to another episode of Lunchtime Chat. This is Israel Ellis, and I'm the CEO of APT. It's July 3rd, 2013, and I want to wish a very special July 4th. Happy July 4th, right? Happy July 4th to our American brothers. It's important.
Yeah,
it's important.
For sure.
They're across the border, and it's important that we don't go to war with them because they're so much bigger. We're a bigger country, and
they're big supporters of our company.
They're big supporters of our company, and that's true. There's a lot of, in fact, most of a good number of customers of APT are in the United States, and that is because Advanced Pro probably is the best solution that they could find. They went all over the world, and they couldn't find anything. Even in America, they had to come to Canada and. Okay, anyways, the truth is that Advanced Pro probably is the most solid solution out there. And one of the things that Advanced Pro is really good at doing is bringing on new products and services. Every week we're introducing new partnerships out there. And one of the partnerships that we've introduced this week is a partnership with... Carbonite, yeah. That's right. Carbonite Backup. We've got a phenomenal package for all of our customers out there. And I don't think a lot of people realize that they are not backing up their databases.
They may be backing up their data, but database is a totally different thing.
So definitely they need to do a reinstall, or rather they need to test their backups. And what's that called? When you test your backups?
Restore?
A restore.
Yeah.
Do a restore, because I'm going to tell you right now that chances are you do not have this special program. There's a special program that's a database backup program.
Right.
And that database backup program needs to be installed along with regular backup.
And this is something new to Carbonite, they were telling us.
That's right.
It's something new that they just brought on. It's a different technology that most other backup offerings don't have.
And there's companies out there for 3 years running that have been backing up their data and have not been restoring it and have no idea. But the truth is that they are not backing up their data, and they don't even realize it. So what we've done is we've reached out to Carbonite, and Carbonite has purchased another software company recently that actually does data backups, and they've got the special data backup, or database backup technology that, and that's what they do. And for $998 a year, and I think we could do a little bit special. I think we have a $100 special this month.
We did $100.
But if you're watching this a month from now, that special may not apply. But it's $998 a year, and what you get.
But it's also cheaper than what Carbonite offers directly. So you have to remember, we can offer our customers a cheaper price than Carbonite.
That's all about ACCP. When you're a member of ACCP, you get all these benefits. You're part of this community. You're helping our company be sustainable, and that's really, really important. But what do you get for the Carbonite backup?
So it's 500
gigs.
Yeah.
500 gigabytes, and you don't only need to use it for Advanced Pro. You can use it absolutely for any server or computer in your office, and it's also self-administrated in your office. And you can go to carbonite.com to check it all out, and you can also call us anytime and talk to any of our sales reps. Just go up into the website there and say contact us, and we can talk to you all about carbonite.com and the special Advanced Pro Technologies backup in partnership with Carbonite. We're really happy. We welcome them on board.
There was another really cool thing that we saw at Carbonite when we were poking around there, is that you can actually go on and look at all your folders and files that are backed up as if you're looking at a drive, at your own drive. So it's
and you can restore instantly.
Right.
It's like a cloud. It's actually...
It's kind of like SkyDrive
yes.
or something like that, where you
yes.
can just click and drag files from one drive to the other.
I got to say, I'm pretty impressed with the way they've set up. And this company really tends to... they really tend to got it right. They got it right.
They got it right. They
definitely have it right. And they're very convenient, excellent company to deal with. And very reasonably priced, I think, for 500 gigs and what you're getting. And so don't have false security, and make sure you back up your data, and don't find out when it's when it's too late. We can't guarantee it, but what we can do is we can make sure that you're aware that you got to back up your data.
Speaking of the cloud.
So one of the real exciting pieces of news at Advanced Pro is now Advanced Pro is cloud-based. And what that means is that you can access Advanced Pro technology from any device. And what I like to say is it's the convenience of being able to work anytime, anywhere, anyhow, on any device, the way you want to work, because really Advanced Pro is about a technology that works for you, not you
Working for Advanced Pro.
not you working for the technology, and that's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Often people pay a lot of money out there for technology, and then they got to change their entire business process. Not at Advanced Pro. We're a company that is out there working for you as much as possible. What's really nice is that, and I'm going to show you in just a second, is that we're using, through Citrix technology, we're able to launch a cloud application. And again, you could launch Advanced Pro on a tablet, you can launch it on a smartphone, you can launch it on your laptop, and again, anywhere you like. And it's about quality of life. It's about making you money, turning your staff from administrators into revenue generators. That's what it's all about. So here we go. We're going to cut to my computer right now. Jody, let's cut to the computer. I'm going to show you how this works. We're going to just go quickly into the cloud.
That's off a browser, right?
That's right.
You just key in a URL and you're in.
Here we are. And actually, I've got several different servers running on this particular cloud right now, but I'm going to get into, so we've got heavy security here as well. And I'm just going to give it a couple of seconds to load up over here. And
there you go.
And I think we're right there. There you go. And so we've got some security protocols that we go through, and let's just give it a second to connect. Why are we connecting?
Takes a bit. There you go.
There you go. Okay, we're in. So what's our password there?
I think it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, here we go. So I'm going to just username and password. Right now we are in there. There's two levels of security over here when you're talking about Citrix Cloud. First of all, you've got to be able to get into the cloud through a username and password. Mm-hmm. That's number one. Number two is you've got to be able to get into the right company, and you got to be able to put your username and password in the company.
Advanced Pro.
So into Advanced Pro, that's right. So there's actually a number of layers of security. How difficult, Mitch, as a project manager here, is it to get someone on the cloud? How long does it take to put someone on Advanced Pro Cloud?
It's a piece of cake. It takes no time at all.
We could have you on the cloud in what, 15 minutes?
Pretty much,
You
yeah.
can sign up right now and you can be on the cloud in 15 minutes. You can be operating your entire company within 15 minutes. Okay, so here I am in the cloud, and you can see that you've got the main dashboard of Advanced Pro, and I've got all my modules, and this looks great because it actually is really, really fast. It's really just as fast as if you're in your own internal network. And you know what? Having a cloud is such a great idea because it's tremendous cost savings. You don't have to have an IT department. You don't need a server. You don't need any of these things that cost tens and thousands of dollars.
Completely eliminates the infrastructure that's required for running software and the resources that it takes. It's amazing. Like we do everything for you. So
for as little as $100 a month, you have your complete infrastructure, your IT infrastructure all set up. So now that we're in the program, actually, I want to talk about a particular function and feature of Advanced Pro that really excites me that we've brought on recently, and it's called the landed freight cost module. And to do that, I'm going to introduce to you none other than Yuri.
So this module allows you to calculate landed costs. These are costs that it takes you to receive a particular item in your warehouse. So your cost is getting inflated based on everything that's involved in getting the item in. So the way to set it up is first you need to create your freight items, and freight items are being used to charge or apply the bills to your related service provider vendors, such as the ones that ship the item across the sea, or there's a trucking company that will get the item into your warehouse, so they may charge for the shipping services. So therefore you would need to create the service items first, and to do that you just add a new item. You mark it as a freight type item, as a service type item first, and then you associate a vendor whom you will be or who will be billing you for these services, and then under additional info you would mark the product as freightable item. or you just associate freight to it. Now, once the item is saved, you'll be able to use this item and apply the related charges.
And I think
To actually apply the charges, you first place the vendor order for the items you need to receive in your warehouse. So let's quickly select one item. And what we could do is we can select any vendor as long as the product is marked as freightable, or the freight is applied on that item. So I'll call it freight, and for the PO number. We'll proceed, and I'll just add a few items at random.
And I think, Yuri, that it's very important to mention that this is a non-inventory functionality of the software. And this was something you couldn't do before with Advanced Pro, is to have service items on your order of what you're doing. But the really neat thing about that is that you can now include everything within Advanced Pro, and you really don't need QuickBooks for anything other than just uploading your financial information. So this is really a very helpful tool.
That's correct. We've introduced the service items, which allow you to kind of ignore the inventory part of it and just sell or purchase the item according to your needs. All right, so what I did is I've created an order, and I've sent it to the warehouse for receiving. So we're quickly going to receive it before we can apply the freight charges.
Bacon and ham.
So I'll keep the reference the same or similar. And we're going to receive the items. So once the items have been received in your warehouse, you'll be able to apply the freight charges. And to do that, you go to your vendor switchboard and then view bills and credit memos. And on the pending stage, your pending bill will allow you to receive freight. Now, freight can be applied in two ways. One is to go directly into the vendor bill and then apply freight against it. Or the other one is, if you have multiple vendor bills that you may apply freight for, then you just select those from the list, click freight right here, and then you'll be able to apply freight against multiple vendor orders or multiple vendor bills. If we go into one, which is the one that we created, all you have to do is at this point click the freight button and then record the related charges. So for example, we have a duty charge of, let's say, $100. And what we do then is we select the vendor that's billing you for the service, and the service item that you'd like to track down the line. So for example, you might have multiple services provided by this vendor. So to track a particular one, you would select it from here.
And is this, Yuri, is this something that you would do after you've received the order, or is this something you can do when you place the order? Can you actually set up these vendors and estimate what the cost is going to be to land the product?
In this case, you would have to receive the items first in order for you to apply the freight against them, because you can only apply freight against something that you have received. Okay,
I got you. And this is sort of, you're inputting the invoices, you're inputting from the service invoice that you've received as part of the cost of receiving those goods.
That's correct.
Very interesting.
Okay, so
great.
I'm also going to add another one. So let's say this one is also going to cost us $100. Same vendor. And if this particular vendor that you're purchasing from, in this case National Pork Corporation, interesting choice of vendor, but if you were to purchase from this vendor, then if the vendor provides some services, shipping services, etc., you can also track these against the particular vendor.
So this
directly.
This method,
what you'll do is you'll select that vendor from here.
This method is kosher. I mean, the company might not be, but this is, right?
It sure is.
All right, keep going.
So it allows you to track freight against the same vendor, and that you would be selecting the same vendor if he does offer these services for you, or a different vendor like I'm doing in this case.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if you'd like to record a PO number as well, you could do so. Otherwise, the system will generate one for you. Now, there are a few options visible for you or available for you. By default, you are updating landed costs with the costs that you record here. but you're also able to apply the same calculations to your product cost. Product cost is used when you place vendor orders. So the next time you're going to place a vendor order, you can use the cost with freight in case, let's say, the vendor would like to apply the same structure to the costs of the product, so you don't have to worry about freight. They will just bill you directly with freight in the cost. So you can update the cost going forward and then use that cost with this vendor. Once you've recorded all of the fees that would be applicable in this case, what you do is you can also specify the type of calculation you'd like to use. And this can be by quantity. So the cost, the total shipping and handling, or the freight will be broken down by quantity on the order, by cost, by weight, or volume. So you have multiple options here.
And so quantity,
also,
and
if
Yuri,
you exclude certain items from being freightable in the initial setup, then of course this calculation will be skipped on that particular item.
Yuri, when we're talking about quantity, so if I've received, let's say the total cost of shipping and handling is $200, and I receive 100 units, that means that this method is going to add $2 landed cost to every item. So if my cost to bring it in FOB is $10 and my landed cost is $2, then my total landed cost, my shipping and handling is $2, then my total landed cost is going to be $12 based on a quantity basis. Is that correct?
Yes, that's precisely correct.
And when we talk about cost, weight, and volume, how do those work?
Well, the cost is going to be an average cost calculation. So it's going to be broken down by based on the cost of the item.
Okay.
And the weight is based on the weights recorded for the product. So in the initial setup, when you create your products, you are able to set up weights. So based on that calculation, this breakdown is going to go. And then volume is based on the volume of the product, which is again based on the initial setup of the item. You're able to set the dimensions, and therefore this freight will be broken down by the size or volume of the item.
And I'm sorry, but did we differentiate between clicking on the product or clicking on the landed category?
The option that you see right here?
Yes.
Right. Well, this will calculate your landed cost.
Okay.
And the product option is going to calculate the product cost for you. So by default, landed cost is selected, but this is something we just spoke about. This option allows you to update your vendor cost. So going forward, this is going to be the cost used to place orders going forward.
Okay, so if my landed cost is $12, that's $10 for the cost of the product, $2 for shipping and handling is $12. But if I pressed product cost, then the next time I go in to order the product, it's not going to be $10, it's going to be $12. In other words, that's a CIF cost as opposed to an FOB cost. Very, very helpful tool, and great to have that kind of flexibility and those types of options to work with when we're calculating the cost of a product of bringing it in. Especially today, and with the costs of duty and gas and all the different energies that are required when you bring a product in from overseas or whether you bring it in from down the street. Let's go ahead, Yuri.
Okay. Once all of the fees were applied, you just you save the information, and then you're able to finalize the bill. Now, before we finalize, there's also an option to view prices with. There's also an option once you create the bill, you can view the prices with freight. So here it suggests that you haven't yet applied the freight. So if you proceed, your landed cost will be recalculated, and your cost may be recalculated if you apply with freight.
And now that the bill has been created, Yuri, I believe that not only is the bill created that creates an accounts payable for the product that you've purchased, but now you're creating an accounts payable for all the services. A lot of times what people are doing is they're re-inputting. There's a lot of redundancy. They get their freight bill, they're inputting it into Advance Pro, then they're inputting that same freight bill into QuickBooks. And the thing is that that's just a lot of redundant energies. So what we're doing here is all the information that's going through Advance Pro, which is the control, checks and balance control of your systems, that information now is being exported right through to accounts payables in QuickBooks, and now someone else is taking over that process and approving that bill without having to go ahead and to re-input it.
Correct. So as I'm not sure if you saw what I just did, but I went into the build section. I've opened up the bill for the original items that we received. Here I can see the freight cost that was applied, and also the related bills that were created for the freight vendor.
Okay.
And the same can also be seen from the view all bill screen. So you can see the bills that were marked with freight, and also the other bills would be in the same list as well.
This is such a powerful tool. This is such a great tool. Imagine or you can see the practical application that it has to running a business.
Absolutely.
And it's just right through. It's not just the matter of receiving goods and being able to calculate your costs and know what your costs are when you land those goods into your warehouse, but it's also the ease with which administration can run the show.
The information transfer, yeah.
It's really fantastic.
Yeah.
I love this feature. This is probably one of the best features, one of the most profound features that came out with version 9, and certainly very unique out there as well.
Sure. Now, just if we want to see what the landed cost is, we can always go to the product, and then by clicking on the little freight icon, you will also see all of the freight charges that were applied against this product historically, and then you can reference all of them.
Wow.
That's great. That's fantastic. I mean, I think we're already getting our customers onto this, and users of Advance Pro are starting to use this, and the reviews are just phenomenal. You're getting some really good testimonials from customers.
Absolutely. We just heard from someone yesterday, and he was thrilled with this feature.
That someone is out there. He's out there. There's somewhere. He's someone somewhere out there.
Yeah.
I think his name is Bob.
Yeah.
But Bob, the pork salesman. He's good. He's good. But the point is this is a really practical function. It's not a tool of cost. This is a tool of investment that is going to grow your business. It's going to grow your business because you've got real-time intelligence, and you know that real-time intelligence is what makes a business successful today when you have to make decisions on up-to-date intelligent information. So when I'm placing an order, I know the last time that I placed that order, it averages out my cost, my final landed cost of the product. And as I'm negotiating that deal right there on the table, and I bring up that product information, I can see what what the revised cost is of that product, which allows me to either go up or down right at that moment. And that's really important in terms of being competitive, because you want to stay up there. You want to get that edge over your peers out there in the field, and that's what Advance Pro is all about. It's all about maintaining that edge, maintaining it right from the factory floor right to your customer door.
Did you just make that up?
No, you like that? That's great.
Yeah, it was good.
I'm trademarking, registering that. No one uses it. Okay, go ahead. Sorry. Product bacon. Go ahead, Yuri.
I think we've covered the functionality.
Okay.
I mean, in terms of the setup, I've shown you the third-party vendor freight, but then you can also charge the same vendor. I think I've mentioned this, but if you are to charge the same vendor, then the freight charges will be visible against the same vendor bill that would go across to QuickBooks.
Okay, this is just fantastic. And if this is a feature that you want to try out, you can just call our customer service representative here at Advance Pro Technologies. You can get access online to our cloud server application. You can take this for a test drive, and you can see exactly how it works. You can also set up a training session with one of our very capable trainers online, and in white glove CEO service, you can have me, Israel Ellis, come down and give you a full day training to optimize Advance Pro. So lots of options, lots of flexibilities, and a great way to enjoy and optimize Advance Pro, because Advance Pro is about a better quality of life, and it's about more money in the bank, because you're doing more selling and less administrating. And that's what this is about. Fantastic. I really like that feature. Thank you very much, Yuri, for your contribution today. I want to wish you a happy July 4th.
Thank you.
You got big plans lined up?
It could be bigger, but 4th of July is always a good holiday.
You know, Yuri, that's what they are.
Lots of barbecue.
That's what all the guys say. Can I say this, Jody? All the guys say, okay, I'm not going to go into it.
Don't go there.
It's one of those things you just don't need to repeat.
No.
Right?
No.
Okay, that's what my wife says. All right. Great session for lunchtime at Advance Pro. Want to thank you, Mitch.
You're welcome.
For joining us.
No problem.
Mitch Small, incognito. Israel Ellis. Yuri Konikov. Thank you very much, and have a great Advance Pro day.